Unitarian Universalism. These are many of the things that we tell ourselves about our faith. We are a free faith of individuals in the search for personal fulfillment and personal spiritual growth, and that is wonderful. And at the same time, this freedom has pitfalls that tempt us into cultural misappropriation, because we have to be very careful about how we use that freedom, because it's a privilege. Would someone like to read this for me?
Cultural misappropriation encompasses a wide range of social, political, spiritual, and economic practices and beliefs that
serve to appropriate the cultural practices and materials of target marginalized groups, redefine them, and use them for the benefit of those in power.
From the first part, I want you to draw that this is a very broad phenomenon. It's not just about faith. It's about fashion. It's about decorating. It's about language. It's about everything that we think of when we think about culture, which is how you do life. From this, I want you to get that it's about power. And when we're thinking about a US and Canadian context, which we are in Unitarian Universalism most of the time, not always, we are 9 times out of 10 talking about race. We're talking about white people appropriating from communities of color. And the last part of this first bit of the definition
has specific sources and motivations, the understanding of which is essential for understanding cultural misappropriation.
Okay. Cultural misappropriation is defined by its sources, by its motivations. Defining characteristics include a disrespect and a false respect for the people that we are misappropriating from. That false respect, disrespect I think is probably pretty clear, but false respect I think is trickier. It has to do with idealization and with false understandings, false reverence, or reverence and respect that's not based on the truth. It's not based on actually knowing a people in a culture. It's based on your own idea of what a people in a culture is. See if I can give you an example. In the neo-pagan movement, there's a lot of reverence for American Indian cultures. And a lot of times the respect and reverence for American Indian cultures isn't actually grounded in real American Indian people, but in this idea of the American Indian in Never Never Land, who's the original ecologist and this amazing grounded person who's so spiritual, and that's not actually what it's about to be an American Indian today. And those kinds of false respects serve to distract us from what it is about to be an American Indian today, which a lot of times has to do with uranium and voting rights and people stealing the reservation, that sort of thing. Oppression and power.